Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamuro Gaim Great Soccer Battle Golden Fruits Cup DX Golden Silver Ringo Lockseed Kamen Rider Mars and Kamuro set. Sad. The fact I had to go off of two sources just to get that name, that's really sad. Anyways, this is our traditional summer movie set for Ryder. Again, this is another unfortunate situation where I did have the box, but I don't know where it is. Anyways, obviously, as you see from this set comprises of the gold Ringo Lockseed, or the gold apple. Obviously, Ringo is apple in Japanese. But we will have the gold Ringo Lockseed with the Mars faceplates, and the silver Ringo or silver apple Lockseed with the Kamuro faceplate and such. So we will take a look at the faceplates first of all. So here's Kamen Rider Mars, the main antagonist of the movie, to which, as you can see from here, he's a really interesting, like, knight-looking rider and such. Obviously, the edges are all the same. I should probably actually state that. The only difference here is the back. This one is number 3, so we finally have another faceplate that does this sound. And then Kamuro is pretty interesting. I do like the blue background and like his design here and such. And as you can see from here, he's just a simple Gaim retooling with a different head crest. Speaking of that, he is plate 1. Because I guess we can really, if you really want to compare, obviously they just took the Gaim illustration and just slightly modified it and such, but oh well, it's something. So here is the gold Ringo Lockseed. As you can see right here right away, this is Ellis Gold. And the whole selling point is that this is all chromed out and such, which is pretty neat overall. It's just that obviously it makes it a fingerprint magnet. But I mean, I really like the red chrome design they went with the apple. Like, I really do like how they finally, after all this time of like, oh yeah, where are the apples? They give us all these apples and such. And I really like how the like apple Loxies are done, because like we have this nice like gunmetal frontal paint. No, I think it's just plastic. And then the backs are just clear black. And this one has the trans stamp. And this is not off. But the back button here is just gray. But obviously another significant thing is that the button, the lock button, and the actual lock itself are actually red and such. To which, obviously, as you can see from this one, you just simply press it back. Then opening it up like so, here we have the inside of the fruit. So obviously there we have the gold Ringo slice right there. And then the arms weapon for gold Ringo, which if I remember, this is the apple reflector and the sword bringer. Like, it's a cool sword and board. Like, it's really cool. And then the sounds, we get that. And then we actually get interesting sounds for the back button. So we get a red LED, and it's just the zipper sounds. Activation. Pretty nice voice. And then taking a look at silver, as you can see from here, this is LS Silver. And I do like that they went through the effort of actually making this a different design and such. But other than that, it's the same body. To the point this one doesn't have the trans stamp and still has the same button. But now the lock button and the lock itself are an actual blue metallic plastic, which I really love overall. So again, you just push it up like so. And then opening this up. So we have the silver slice like so. And the arms weapon, which I want to call it the Soul Jinto or something like that. But this crest obviously is like a huge emphasis to Kamuro. I forgot what his name was. Turning it on. We get that. We still get the zipper sounds. I like the nice bright blue LED. And also this is the first DX Lockseed to have a blue LED. But yeah, for the we have constant reflections. Let's use these within the Sengoku driver. So we would use Mars first because he is the main antagonist. So there we have the transformation of Kamuro to Mars, Golden Arms, to which obviously the transformation phrase is just the forbidden fruit, I think, or something like that. It's been a while. Obviously, we have our 3 traditional finishers. Really interesting sounds overall. I like how like angelic sounding the Golden Lockseed is. Kamuro won't trigger anything. I also just want to point out too, I find it really interesting just how light shaded Mars is, because obviously it doesn't even fit the color scheme of the single user, but anyways. And there we have the transformation of Kamuro to Kamuro Silver Arms, which I think is just shining on the new stage or something. I was really obsessed with these 2 Lockseeds at the time, but and yeah. They definitely use a pitch shifter for both of these. I really like what these two do because they're just referring to their colors. So this one, like in Japanese, obviously, this one's saying gold, this one's saying silver. Other than that, last but not least, we will use the Musou Saber. So here we go with this. And then yeah. So let's quickly put these here and just talk about overall. This is a pretty nice way of like concluding this line. I like that, I like that they're at least still trying to keep the faceplates relevant. It's actually nice that they at least gave us 2 more riders and such. And like overall, like again, I think this is just a nice way of like, sorry, I think it's just a nice way of actually still providing us something new, but like obviously at a cost, because obviously they're both apples, but like it makes sense because of the origins of like, or like how apples are in like a biblical sense, I think. Just, as they're portrayed as like a forbidden fruit and such. And such. Jeez. Like, this is a fantastic set. Overall. And I'm very glad I got this set on a steal. Because I got it, I think I did get it. Did I get it new for 25? Or did I get it used for 25? I think I got it, I'm pretty sure I got it used for 25. But like, because I genuinely thought this set was actually going to be one of the harder ones to like get in the aftermarket just because of like the nature of it. But luckily it's not. And again, I'm just glad that they did decide to give us 2 more riders just to end off the toy line, because I think at this point we only did have 5 riders. So now we have 7 riders retaily. Like, yeah, that's still not much as opposed to what premium has. But I mean, it's just like, again, more ways of us getting more riders and such. And again, I just really like how, I guess, unearthly these 2 Lockseeds are in particular, just because of, again, I like how they actually have a significance of an apple. I like that they did hold the apples off until this movie. But obviously, as you know, we just kept getting apple after apple. So it's just like the apples kind of lost their appeal, but it's just like these 2 in particular are like great. Like, I think if I had to pick who I liked overall, definitely Kamuro. Even though Kamuro doesn't do anything in the movie, because all he does after he transforms is just become a soccer ball. But like, honestly, like the Silver Lockseed and his faceplate in the Sengoku Driver look amazing. Like, I absolutely love that color scheme. Also, it's just because within Gaim, we don't even have any blue fruits. So, which is just really interesting and such. Mars is fine. Like, I do like Mars too, but obviously if you know, then you know this is not his only form. So, like, again, it's just cool they did this. And like, it's just cool that there was a retail like 2-pack and such, because I forgot to state that too. This is the only retail release of Gaim that actually was like a 2-pack of a Lockseed and a faceplate, because obviously within the retail, at least with the Legend Riders, it was obviously only just two. Well, I mean, the Legend Riders were like the only ones that were just two Lockseeds, but we never had a like two. We never had two Lockseeds and two faceplates, basically, and such. So if you can get your hands on this affordably, then I do recommend picking this set up, definitely. Like it's a really great set overall. But obviously, like if you want more out of it, or if you actually want screen accurate versions of these Lockseeds, then you can opt for the CSM. But yeah, because I was gonna end this, but because of the fact this is the last retail item of Gaim we're covering. My thoughts overall on the Gaim toy line, like I think it's kind of already been stated. Like it's pretty solid. Like it's pretty balanced for the most part. Like yeah, like obviously some of the like side riders got again pushed to got pushed to premium, but I mean it's just like I mean again Gaim was like the first for a bunch of things. Gaim was basically the Gaim toy line was basically like kind of doing what like the last few toy lines have done, but like it really like was like the standing point, or like it really was like what started like I guess is what sprouted out the modern landscape of the Ryder toy line, of a Kamen Rider toy line, of like, okay, premium items left and right. Um, I mean, yeah, premium wise, it sprouted that. But like, DX wise, like, it's basically, like, it basically did what it needed to do and such. Like, again, like, Gaim, they at least try to do everything they can to the point that we didn't get, like, to the point it took us until Ghost for us to get like all like to have all the up to date Lockseeds with Darkness coming out that soon and such. But like I don't know, I just feel like this time around I've already like kind of explained like what I've already liked about this toy line. It's like pretty solid overall, pretty consistent. Like nothing dropped. It still kept its momentum throughout the toy line because I feel like that's the current issue of Ryder toy lines of just they cannot keep the momentum after quarter one up because as soon as quarter one is over, they stop caring about the retail market. Because at least with Gaim, again, when they got through the when they like they took time to like prioritize the Genesis driver, and then like obviously like obviously like Kachidoki, like quarter three with like Kachidoki and then like the Kamen Rider Tyson set. Like that's at least something at least. And then like obviously quarter four with I think this is actually the only sole quarter four because Kiwami is technically quarter three. But I mean I would just pair those two together. Like obviously it's just like there's still some highs and like some new things are introducing within each quarter that I don't feel like a lot of Ryder toy lines do anymore and such. So like yes, there's the CSM line now, which kind of like dwarfs the entire DX line. But again, if you don't want to have to deal with those complexities of like the CSMs, or if you can't afford the CSMs, I still recommend for you to buy into the DX line. Like, obviously, the CSMs make certain releases a lot more easier to obtain, like the V Cinema releases, and just some premium releases overall. But I mean, I think at the same time though, because of the CSM releases, it actually has made the premium releases a lot more easier. Like the two packs of Gridon, Bravo, Kurakage, and Knuckle. I think those sets have dropped in price significantly because of the CSMs. Because now you can get those things for like $40 each, which again, because it's a premium release, is like, yeah, justifiable. And then like things like I don't think. Well, Yomotsu Hegre, I think, is like sold for like 40 or something. That's at least like 30. But like the only ones that are obviously still difficult obtaining are like the premium energy lock seeds. But again, we're not talking about the premium line. The retail line as a whole, I think it's pretty solid. Obviously, I would have liked to be unable to cover the Banana Spear and the Budo Riho, but maybe another time. And maybe I will go back to Gaim and, like, I don't know, possibly actually get the legendary lock seeds because I want to get the Gaim set. I want to complete Shokugan 8 and 9. But other than that, like, Gaim's a fantastic line overall, and I do recommend anyone to pick it up, especially for the sake of this being its 10th anniversary. Obviously, because I'm filming this at September 12th, obviously we don't know when they're actually going to announce a 10th anniversary project or the CSM Genesis driver. So while the camera overheats and as the battery is going to die, now to do this review, obviously we still have 3 more days left. This is Ryder, and I'll leave you people.